Welcome to the new version of Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast, the podcast for real estate agents everywhere. I'm Lisa B, and together with Bjorn and Kunzel, we're going to talk about everything real estate. We talk about what's working, what's not working, what's new, what's old, technology, and anything else to do with real estate. We'll answer your questions from the Facebook group Let's Talk About Real Estate. So if you have a question, we can help. Join the Facebook group today. And again, welcome to the show. All right, Bjorn. So welcome to part 3 of our technology podcast.
Good morning, Lisa. Happy to be here as always.
Good morning. So this week we're going to be talking about using technology to market and to sell properties. So the last few weeks we've done lead generation using technology, and we did listing using technology. So this week it is using technology to market and to sell properties. So, and just saying to you and I don't know everything. We don't know everything about technology. We're just showing what we know. We're not experts in technology. We're just, what we know, what we've seen people using. And there's so much more out there. Like it's not a complete list or anything. So we're just kind of, going through in a chronological order how agents are using it to their advantage and to their sellers and buyers' advantage.
Correct, 100%. And it's important to know that everybody understands there's different technologies available to utilize in your real estate business. But a lot of people think that they're overcomplicated and confusing. So it's important for people to know I'm not a computer geek. I'm not a computer nerd.
No, we're not.
No. Up until about 12, 18 months ago, I was complete opposite, to be in fact. But the technologies that we're using are very user-friendly.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about programming things. We're not talking about, building back ends of websites. We're not talking about that sort of stuff. We're just talking
plug and play.
Just anything that anybody can use. If I can use it and I can utilize it to make my clients' life easier and benefit my business, then you can do it too. So we're just sharing what I'm using as an agent currently in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And we just brainstorm
what we see. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, the first one is easy marketing to promote a property. Like, in the old days, it was kind of just, put a sign up in a newspaper, whatever. There's so many other things you can do now. So there's a one-stop website that I know you use. You can do signs with QR codes, property videos, drone and aerial footage, photography, virtual furniture, flyers, brochures, standard floor plans, interactive floor plans, 3D video tours, and site plans, all at the click of a button. So tell me about some of those things. Tell me the benefit to the agent, the benefit to the buyers and sellers.
Okay, so the benefit to the agent, myself, is that I make one phone call, I book in a photo shoot, which everybody does at an appropriate time. But from there, everything else is just taken care of automatically. I get an alert with an email stating that property ABC Street is ready in your inbox. Basically, click on a website, click on the property, and then all of the photos will be there. And then from there, I can actually build on that website. I can click a button, build a signboard, click a button, build a brochure, click a button, build a flyer, which is obviously the traditional stuff that we've always had, the print media.
Yes.
But it's got everything there. I can book a 3D tour from there. I can book aerial drone footage from there. I can book property videos through there as well. And everything runs through that one portal on that one site. So that any marketing material, I've got a base to go back to, and I can download that material. I can then utilize that in any other way, shape, or form that I want to. So with COVID, one of the biggest factors that I've found that's been beneficial to the business is the virtual tours, the 3D tours as we call them, and also the property videos, because there's been several circumstances where we've been in lockdowns, which I think Queensland's in one at the moment. We just come out of one last week, where we can actually then still show properties virtually online, and also doing things like Zoom, phone calls and whatnot at the site live. And I've been selling properties sight unseen.
Yes,
so
exactly.
There's technology there to assist us, and that makes our business more pandemic proof, and it's just easy to use as an agent. So benefit to me, nice and easy. Benefit to the consumer is they can explore everything from the comfort of their own home without having to actually leave the home, if there was state of emergency.
Yeah. And also to your vendor to just say, you've got everything covered. You do this.
Certainly.
And in one button, they can have all of this. So it's not like, oh, I have to go to this. It's not too complicated. It's like, okay, do you want this? It's just a checkbox. Easy for you, easy for the seller, and it's easy for the buyer to buy and to have a look. And even things like your interactive floor plans and things like that, that is a buyer that goes onto your website and can go, move furniture in and, all of that sort of thing. And they just get this holistic view of the property. It's so amazing compared to,
It is.
in. Yeah.
And traditionally, when somebody's talking about a floor plan, for example, it's just a little floor plan which shows the bedrooms, bathrooms, and whatnot, the measurements of the house. But you've got to understand, when people are purchasing a property or somebody's selling a property, they're selling everything within the boundaries, everything on that certificate of title, which is their ownership. So where rainwater tanks are, where solar power systems may be, garaging might be, vegetable gardens, everything. So with the technology that we use, it's amazing. The photographer used to come out and he used to have a little laser pointer, and now he just lets a machine go and basically positions this machine, which is a 3D Matterport machine, that basically scans outside and inside, and it develops a floor plan from that, which is not only interactive for the consumer, but it also shows the entire site plan as well. So the consumer can actually get more detailed with what they're purchasing, and a vendor can actually portray their property in a more detailed fashion
and transparent.
Rather than just a floor plan. It can be an interactive floor plan, interactive site plan, where vendors and purchasers can actually view property outside as well as inside.
So cool.
Very, very good technology.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, and virtual reality videos, not so much. There's some agents using those, with your virtual reality headsets and all that. I think it's too far away from us to be a common thing at the moment, the expense, and just we're not into that mode. Eventually it probably will be, but there are some agents that are using that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. But that's not to say it's not a good idea. I just find it's not mainstream. It hasn't become like the mobile phone yet. It hasn't become like the YouTube or the Facebook yet. So you're talking maybe 0.05% of consumers actually access
once, my son's 14. He was into the virtual headsets. Maybe when he's looking at buying property, maybe that might be something, that they just plug into their Oculus Quest and, they're looking at properties, But yeah. All right. So there's other software that agents have got. It has like on their website, it's got the virtual, interactive floor plan, but you can also change the splashbacks. I can't even talk today. Splashbacks and floor colors and cupboards and things like that, which, that's just some technology that, it gives a buyer just a different view on what a kitchen would look like as well. So that's just some other technology. And also that one is drag and drop the furniture and all that sort of thing as well. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what technology allows us to do, and that's the analytics and the data. And as we know, data is everything. Data is so important. It allows us to measure what we're doing. It allows us to demonstrate our actions, and it allows us to demonstrate our results, right? That's the data. And we can show incredible value by having that data. So just some of the data that you use, and tell me how you use it. So you've got, say, your portals where you can see how many hits you've got your own website, you can see how many hits, you've got all the different reporting that you can do from those portals, as well as, actually, we'll stop there and then I'll go on to the next one after that. So tell me how you use that data.
So basically with analytics, it's very important to understand that data is actually valued more than oil. Okay. So just recently, data has become more valuable than oil. So it's an interesting concept, because obviously with data, you can continue to market to people. Now, you want to be able to, not only for somebody to see something once, but you want somebody to see something maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. There's a lot of data analytics where you can actually specify and determine who your target market is, and then you can retarget to that particular market. Now, traditionally, in a traditional setup, if we're going back a few years ago, you basically put the property on realestate.com, domain, a few other websites, you took some photos, you did some brochures, you put a sign at the front, you had a floor plan and a site plan. The other technology we just spoke about has now crept into that. But the other thing that's happening with the data is that when you're doing social media, and we're talking about social media campaigns, the data and the analytics is extremely important, because there's a lot more retargeting. So for example, if somebody goes onto realestate.com, realestate.com is a portal to search for property. So is domain.com, but they can only reach their consumer when the consumer goes into their website to have a look. And they normally search by a suburb, and then the property will come up and appear. Now, we can obviously tell how many hits that's had, how many views it's had, how many views the videos have had, because they send us analytical reports. When you come to the social media, which is a 2021 and the new age way of doing things, the analytics is just 10 times greater. So for example, if you go and look at this particular property and it's got a widget attached to it, and you've got a pixel attached to it, it'll know that you've looked at that particular property. Next time you jump on Facebook, Facebook is a very broad spectrum. but my ads will start appearing in your newsfeed over and over again because you've clicked on them once. So it's retargeting. So that's getting me in front of you more often. Same with YouTube, same with Instagram, same with the other social channels. So the analytics of that, then it'll actually send me a CSV file, and it will show me you'll have your name, your email address, your mobile number if you've engaged with me, and it will have whatever questions I've put into the back end as far as, are you selling, are you looking at buying, are you just browsing, whatever. So it's gathering me some information, and then I can then upload that CSV file directly into my database, or then directly into my Facebook, and then continue to remarket to you. So that's where data is becoming so valuable, and why it's surpassed oil is because now data can be retargeted. So that particular consumer can keep on receiving your information until they become a buyer or until they unsubscribe.
And a hell of a lot cheaper than trying to reach out to them again and again and again and get them back. If they're already interested, then, it's just getting that person to see you 6 or 7 times. Because people need to see you first before they're going to do business with you. So it gives you the opportunity to be back in front of their face all the time.
Definitely. I mean, if you go back when I first started in my career, it was newspaper print. Okay, in the advertiser and the messenger and things like that, we're doing full page ads for $500, which is a lot of money back then, and then that's gone to more of the online, just everyone being online. Now I've just had a recent campaign where my realestate.com received 21 inquiries in a specific period of time versus my social media campaign using the technology that we have with my company. And that received 78 inquiries.
Wow.
So realestate.com, the trend here is showing that although it's important, it is not the #1 place to be anymore.
People are on Facebook all the time. They're not on realestate.com. They're on Facebook. Correct. They're on social.
The social media cost about 1/3 of the cost of realestate.com. So it was around about 1 cent per view of a video. So I've had 35,000 hits through my social media platforms versus 3,000 people that have seen it on realestate.com. So
you know what? The market we're in now, if ever there is a time for agents to dump realestate.com, it would be now, because they're all on social media, and it just demonstrates you don't need the portals to sell property. Agents are selling them, putting a sign out the front and whatever. If ever there was a time to retrain people on where to go and where to look on Facebook, it's now. But anyway,
we've just changed our subscription from a Premier subscription with realestate.com down to a standard subscription. It just enables us to give better value. Now I've ran campaigns side by side, Premier versus standard, Premier with social versus standard with social. And the standard versus Premier, there is absolutely no difference whatsoever in the amount of buyer inquiry that's coming.
Buyers are going to find it. They're going to find it.
So realestate.com has is realestate.com I'm finding is almost like the newspaper. Nowadays, it almost is.
Put it to the side and everything else up there. Absolutely.
Okay, it's still very important. So don't think people just think that Bjorn's lost his marbles, he's gone crazy.
No, you're still there, but you don't need to spend that much money. All right. The other thing that we can do now, as far as data, is split testing. So we can do ads. We can do ad number A and B. Split testing, see which one works the best. You're not spending money on something that's not going to work. Then you can do this one and see if you get a better result. So you can do kind of split testing, which I think is awesome. Okay.
And we've done that as well. When you're looking at running an ad on a social with a video versus running a slideshow, for example, and the video outperforms everything.
Yes.
You've got to understand that as we progress as humans, everything becomes more instantaneous, and everybody wants everything yesterday, not straight away. They want it yesterday. They want it before they even want it. So technology is gearing around that, and if you can provide instantaneous, that's what people want. People don't read. Like in my ads, it's got the land size and stuff. I'll get
What's the land size? Exactly.
It's like, read the advert, guys. Read the advert, but they'll watch a video with the little icons down the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Because watching a video is 3 seconds and they don't have to do anything. Even reading is too hard now for people. Even clicking a button to look at the next photo slide. So video is king at the moment.
Absolutely. So which leads us on to video marketing and profile building. So now the technology we have is the video apps, so the template videos and professional photography videos. which, you know, you can demonstrate to your sellers when you're in the listing presentation, you know, doing the little videos to show them what you can do and all that sort of thing, which you use.
Yes.
So it shows that you are, you know, sort of up with the technology and all of that sort of thing, and shows them what's possible in a very short period of time. We've got agents that promote video content on all social media platforms, as well as, you know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. You can house your videos on YouTube, Vimeo, all of that sort of thing. We can get our videos edited overseas for next to nothing, which is, you know, you don't have to be you know, to do video, you don't have to know everything about video, do you? You know, it's kind of like you can do it, send it off somewhere else, or take photos, send it off somewhere else, and they can do it. We don't need to be experts in these things, do we?
You don't. And, you know, I feel for the photographers at some stage, because they're almost becoming to the point of they may even become obsolete themselves.
This is their competitor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it. And back in the day, you'd hear of an agent taking photos and you think, oh my gosh, this is completely unprofessional. But with the technology in the cameras, in the smartphones, and the apps that you have then to be able to add filters to them, and then the editing apps that you've got access to, you can almost take the same quality, if not better. Now, also, there's scanning apps. So the 3D Matterport, which they use to do the 3D, so you can actually download an app, and you can buy a special little stand. You put your camera on your mobile phone, and that can even do a 3D tour itself. So realestate.com, the photographers, the suppliers, they're really starting to be, unfortunately, faded out as technology continues to progress. So I wouldn't necessarily want to be a shareholder in realestate.com or in any of those portals at the moment. And I wouldn't want to have one of those photography type of businesses unless you're offering all of the other services. So you wouldn't want to just be a photographer now. You want to be able to offer print, sign, a whole lot, which is what my supplier does. Ensure that my supplier continues on into the future. Or others, which just are just photographers alone, and then you have to take those photos to somewhere else to print them. Those businesses will start to fall apart.
Which they'll probably start to offer all the other things as that other company does that we spoke about. So the other thing you can do is newsletters with videos and on an email direct out to your clients. So you can do newsletters that have got the video there, which is amazing. And other kind of video emails as well, which you know, as you said, people don't read it, but if a video pops up in your email, you're going to watch it, aren't you? So you know, And in my real estate training community, I think I've got like 30 ways to use video in your real estate business. That was something that I did, was like, you know, anything that I did in my business, I was like, how can I do this in video? You know, so it's like just to stand out, to build your profile, to be different to everybody else, have that USP, you know, opposed to somebody else. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So talking about promoting, listing and selling with, or marketing with technology. So we've also got our own websites. And then we've got the technology that pushes it out to the portals as well. So our own website is our real estate, so to speak. You know, we're not renting it from anybody else. It's our website. So really that's the thing that we want to be promoting as much as we can, as we were talking about before. We've got automated data capture from online inquiries, and that comes straight into our CRM from the portals and some of the other things as well. So that's made our life easier. Now we'll talk about social media promotion. So we've got on social media, you do Facebook Lives. A lot of the agents are doing Facebook Lives now. How's that impacted your business?
Facebook Live is absolutely humongous. Facebook Live gets so much more interaction compared to just taking a video and then putting it up onto Facebook, because the algorithms that the Facebook have. So I don't understand all about it, but I know that when you do it, it works.
Yes, it does. It gets the views. Yeah. Then you've got updates and advertisements on your page. So you do it on your business page, you do it on your personal page as well. We've got Facebook Messenger, which a lot of the agents are using now in their business as well. So do you use Facebook Messenger as well?
Yes, I do, but I don't use bots.
Yeah,
I've gotten rid of bots, because bots I find they just irritate people.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little automated response. Hi, I'm Gavin. I help Bjorn with all of his real estate needs. You know, Bjorn will be in touch shortly, and then you're waiting and waiting and waiting.
I think when you do the bots, I think you're better off to say, I'm an automated assistant. How can I help you? Rather than pretend you are, you know, pretend you're a person, because when it glitches, then you go, oh, okay, right. If it does the job, then it's okay. But I think when you pretend to be something else, that's when it's like, oh, seriously, you thought I was that silly? But yeah. So we've got keeping in contact. So messages through like WhatsApp, Voxer, any of the other platforms that we use to keep in contact with people. We've got digital invites to opens. So you use that, don't you? One of your programs? Yep.
Definitely. Yep. So with the socials, there's a lot of landing pages that we've created. So which comes back down again to websites for different people that have different promotions which are running, which then obviously, you know, distributes that information directly to myself. But the key here is swift action on information that you receive.
Yes.
Because you can be as fancy as you want to be with the technology, but unless you actually pick up that phone and call somebody, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know.
So use the technology, but use it properly as well. Yeah, big time. All right. Okay. Yeah, so tech around open houses. So how we're using technology. So digital logins. So we've got the apps where you can do digital logins, which, you know, as you said, people would scan a QR code, like thinking it's like the COVID one, but it's actually your QR code where they're putting their details in and things like that. You know, so that's kind of helping, you know, helping people know about you more as well, with different offers on those QR codes as well. I've got automatically welcomes client to the open house and sends a digital brochure and video of the property, which I think is amazing. You can send contracts automatically and allows agents to strategize the communication from open house to sale and following through to the next marketing campaign. So, and also logs their details into the CRM. So it's sort of like the technology's just done all of that, and all you've done is put their name in, and it's like, whoa, you know.
This is a game changer. This is a game changer. So utilizing this technology is the reason why I've probably listed about 23 additional properties in the past 12 months. And that's because there's a process to follow. You're gaining the information, entering the information, it goes into your CRM. Then you can automatically SMS communicate, because email is starting to be overlooked, and SMS is the new way that people are starting to get communicated with. So brace yourself, people, because your SMSs are just, you think you get enough spam emails, just watch what's going to happen with SMS moving forward, because SMS is the new email.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is a more direct response, and it gets to your clients and they consume it, engage with it, and they enjoy it a lot better, and it enables you then to retarget. So for example, you don't necessarily need to advertise all the time, because all of your past clients or past buyers that you've met at past properties are right there in the palm of your hand for you to be able to send off a group SMS with links to a new property which you may have listed, for example. So this is a game changer if you utilize.
I mean, an SMS is just like, you know, please find a link to our new listing you may be interested in. Okay, that's easy. You go to an email is always like this great big long thing. You think, I just don't have time for that, or they just get lost, and that's why an SMS is just so much quicker. And as you said, quick response. You're holding the phone anyway. The text message comes up. Not many people have alerts to emails that come up on their phone, because otherwise it's just be going off all the time. But you do with SMS, you know, you do, and you go, oh, okay, there's somebody, and it's, you know, very, very quick, and it's easy. Yeah.
So you come to one of my properties, Lisa, I'll log your details in. You'll get an automatic SMS showing you a digital link to the brochure, to the digital brochure. Once you leave that property, I'll send out a group SMS to everybody. Personalize it to you, saying, hey, Lisa, thanks for coming through the property. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact myself or any member of my team at any time. Here is a link to my offer form. Here is a link to my Facebook page if you'd like to visit potential opportunities before they go released to the market. Look forward to keeping in touch. Now, once I receive offers on that property, then I can send you another SMS straight away stating, hello, Lisa, offers have been received with an acceptable range on this particular property at XYZ Street. You have until 5 p.m. tomorrow in order to make an offer. Right. Then after that, I can then let everybody know that the property has just gone under contract, and that if anybody else has a similar home to that, please get in touch with me. And then I can start adding deals in the bottom of those SMSs as well. So the client that's a potential seller who's come through as a buyer goes, okay, good communication at the beginning, giving me information. It's follow-up information, offering their assistance. Follow-up information, letting me know that I need to take action. Another one letting me know what's happened. Another one letting me know what the property sold for, and another one offering me a deal. Agents aren't doing that. Agents are having about one interaction with people, maybe with one phone call on a follow-up, and then throwing them into the email database, and that's it. So the SMS is getting through the noise, And it's a lot more engaging.
Yep.
With the
and
client.
those buyers obviously become sellers, so they'll go, yes,
Exactly.
they've been amazing and all that sort of thing. So the seller's happy, the buyer's happy, you're happy, you're giving the communication, all that sort of stuff. So and those programs also too, you're sending people to your social media, as you said, so they're liking your page. And for more properties like this, go direct to my social media page, which gets them away from realestate.com, which we want them. It's still not your website, but it's taking them there, which will then get them to your website. So it's another way that they're going to be there, get them connected. Those apps also notifies you when offers are made, and those details go into your CRM, don't they? You put those details into the CRM. Yep. All right. So the other thing, talk me through the QR codes at open houses. So what are the things? Where do you send people to the QR codes?
So the QR codes, I'll have them on display in an A-frame, just print it out, and there'll be one, what's your home worth? They can scan that, takes them to a form, which then they can fill out their details, then comes through to me, so I know they're interested in an appraisal. There's another one, make an offer on the property, which will be there as well. And there's another one, which will be like view more properties, view similar properties. This isn't what you're after, view similar properties here. So instead of handing out, offer forms, or handing out, if you're interested in appraisal, here, fill out this form and give it back to me, or a property guide that's printed, that's cutting down 20 trees every, whatever year to print your property guides. People like things digital. It's more environmental friendly. It's quick. It's easy. Everybody's used to QR codes now with the QR check-in. And actually, we have a rule here now in South Australia that we need to be checking people in through the MyGov anyway. So they check in with the QR code for that, and then we just put their details in and we say, look, there's information out there on the counter, and it's very simple, straight to the forward, straight to the point, very direct and very easy for a consumer to engage with.
Yeah, awesome. Now, we were talking the other day, and we were talking about technology in open houses, and you've got your phone and Wi-Fi speakers and put it through the property and play nice music through the house too, which I think is a great idea. So that's sort of totally left field, but it's, still using technology to make your property, just nicer feeling and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that was a really good idea too.
I've got a Spotify account, and I just have about 3 speakers which are paired together, which are just placed around the property, and I just play whatever type of music suits that particular property, and just have it so to create a bit of ambience. Just
so different buyers walk in, and you'll have ABBA, then you'll have like Justin Bieber, then you'll have like, you'll look them up, so they look like a Justin Bieber, they look like an ABBA fan.
I normally try to find music which doesn't have any lyrics, to be honest, or I'll just play like top 20 hits of it's just something that you listen to in the radio in your car on SAFM or something. It's got to be child friendly, but just something a little bit upbeat, or if you've got like a real classy house, a bit of jazz, maybe some funk. But you just don't want to play depressing music. Don't go playing depressing music that makes people want to slit their wrists when they
exactly. All right.
So,
okay, so exactly. So the next thing we were talking about before is FaceTime and Zoom inspections. So walk through the property for out of area buyers. That's heavily used in obviously lockdowns and things like that, or when other places are in lockdown and they can't get to a property. Helps create an agent-client relationship more. So that's kind of what we've got there. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, well, we had an auction on the weekend, which I conducted, and the vendors are in the Northern Territory, so they couldn't get down here. And of course, moving around interstate is a bit risky at the moment. I said, that's fine. I said, you can just give the authority for the auctioneer to be able to sign on your behalf, which we did through some digital forms. And then I said, I'll just FaceTime you. If you've got an iPhone, we'll just FaceTime, and I FaceTime the auction for them. So, very easy out the front, let everybody know I'm there with my phone. They can see everything that's going on, communicate, talk to them directly as well. And it was a successful auction. So,
Perfect. All right. So next week, we're going to talk about using technology for offers through to settlement. So we'll be talking about sort of in the chronological order of everything we're doing. So next week, offers through to settlement.
And if anybody wants to know what this technology is that we are utilising, feel free to reach out to me or yourself, and then we can go through that with them, and I can let them know from a practical agent's point of view what I do, how we do it. I'm not saying I've got all the answers, but things are definitely going very well in the business.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Thanks, Bjorn. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have a question about real estate, then please join the group on Facebook, also called Let's Talk About Real Estate. For those of you who are interested in EXP, please join us at 10 a.m. Brisbane time every Wednesday morning for EXP Explained. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and see you next week.